Welcome to GrowingCraft friends. Do subscribe to my channel before we start this video, and meanwhile do not forget to check out all the new tutorials we are coming up with. Now coming back to this one here, I really wanted to use this beautiful floral or decoupage napkin which was lying around since long, and finally I got this beautiful cutout. So I got this when I was in USA, and I thought why not to use this and create a beautiful wall hanging for my balcony or your backyards or any of your outdoor garden spaces. So here what I did was actually my wooden cutout was a little bigger than my napkin. So I'm going to join my napkins, and this is one of the easiest way in which you can use all the pieces of your decoupage napkins or your rice papers, and trust me, the hangings are going to look amazing. So first here I'm going to use my Mod Podge. I absolutely love Mod Podge, but if you are using your decoupage glue, it's absolutely fine. Trust me, you can use any of the mediums, whichever you like. It's all about being in your comfort zone and creating something beautiful. So here first what I did was I applied my generous amount of my glue, and I'm going to make sure that I spread this really well, and I am going to start sticking my napkin. So I'm using my flat brush. Whatever the supplies I'm using are available on our website at growingcraft.com. And meanwhile, if you are liking this video, do hit the like button. Now coming back to this one, so you need to make sure whenever you're doing your decoupage art, all the surface has to be really clean before applying your glue or your decoupage glue or your Mod Podge. So when I started with my decoupage journey, I was not aware of the supplies, and what I did was I was using my regular glue. The results were okay, but it was not that great. And over the years, I realized that using the correct material is really important. So coming back to the tutorial here, I've started sticking my decoupage napkin. You can see, but because it's such an intricate design with like different cuts in the middle, so here I had to use my palm to stick it really well, and I'm just trying to make sure that it looks like one piece of decoupage napkin. So I tried my level best to press it really well and remove all the wrinkles. Now when I was done with the sticking of my napkin, then I took my Mod Podge and I was laying one coat of Mod Podge on the top of it. Now because when I'm doing this video, this is a very quick video what you're seeing, but it actually took me almost 1.5 hours to create this piece of art. So the gaps here are when I was done with my sticking my napkin, I let it dry for some time. I used my heat gun to dry it out. Now, whatever the supplies I'm using are available on our website at growingcraft.com. You can comment below if you guys have any query. I'll be more than happy to help you guys. Now, once I am done with the sticking of the napkin, I'm using my Mod Podge just to make sure that it sticks really well, and then I'm going to remove all the extra napkin part. Now, this is a tricky part. So what I thought that using a water brush technique would help me, and it really did. So what you need to do is you need to use your water on the remaining surface of the napkin, which is around your cutout, and then you have to make sure that you use a flat brush that makes it easier to take it out. So this is a super easy technique. I usually use this technique with my decoupage napkin where I need to cut out the intricate design, but for this particular piece it really worked out well. So the water what I'm using is a plain tap water, and I'm just going to make sure that I do not overdo the water work because I don't want my Mod Podge to get wet again. Now in my previous video I was asked that every time I use my Mod Podge, like the people when you're using your Mod Podge, it doesn't dry up really well, it is so sticky and all those things. So guys, you need to make sure that each layer has been dried up really well, and then only you move on to the next layering. Now once I was done with removing all the layers of my extra paper, here I'm again using my Mod Podge. So there are times when I'm doing my decoupage art, mixed media art, and I try to make sure that I use generous amount of Mod Podge because it adds a lot of layer to it, and the more layer it has, the more outdoor stuff it becomes. So usually whenever you're putting anything outdoors, you have to make sure that it doesn't get fade away, it doesn't get ruined because of the weather. And right now I'm in Bangalore, so in Bangalore the weather is like extremely dusty. It can rain anytime, it can be super sunny anytime. So I just wanted to make sure that I seal it really well. And if you are going to zoom in the video, and if you see, all the corners and edges have some of the leftover pieces of paper. So this is also one of the best ways to make sure that whatever the remaining pieces are there, you're sticking it well to the edges of your cutouts. Now if you're doing a lot more intricate design, check out my YouTube channel, where I have done a lot of videos where I have done like decoupage napkin and the mixed media art on different layers and different intricate designs, and each design is different, so you have to make sure that how you are going to work on it works out really well for you guys. Now, once I'm done with everything and it has dried out, I'm going to use my massive stamps. These are available only on our website at growingcraft.com. All the links are there in the description box. Do check that. So here I'm using my permanent ink. Do use your permanent inks. Do not use any of the temporary inks. It is just going to ruin the moment you start doing your varnish work. So permanent inks are really important. So once I'm done with my stamping work, again I'm going to use my varnish, but before that I just thought that I need to add a little more drama. So here I'm using my metallic wax on the edges, and I'm just going to highlight the corners, and you can immediately see the difference of how my corners are looking a little shady and like a little more highlighted, and I absolutely love it. And like I said, comment below if you have any queries. I'll be more than happy to help you guys. I will be like super happy. So once I am done with this, I'm going to seal it with varnish. Now I'll repeat this again. Apply at least 2 to 3 coats of varnish, and especially if you're doing any project for your outdoors, you have to make sure that you use good amount of varnish and let each layer dry properly, because it is going to save your artwork. So this is the way how I do it, but if you guys have any of your experiences with different varnish or how to save it, do let me know in the comment section. Comment below, tell me how do you do it. I might learn from you, you never know guys, and I'll be more than happy to share it with you again. Do check out our website for all the craft supplies and material, and thank you so much for watching guys, and do check out the pictures at the end. Enjoy crafting. Take care.